This is your host, T. West. Welcome to Afro Synergy. From murder of Native Americans to Morgan Tsvangirai's plot to murder Robert Mugabe.
We hope that the government will render such aid as will enable the citizens of the North to carry on a war of extermination until the last redskin of these tribes has been killed. Extermination is no longer a question of time. The time has arrived. The work has commenced. And let the first man that says treaty or peace be regarded as a traitor. Eureka Herald, 1853.
Either you're with us, either you love freedom and with nations which embrace freedom, or you're with the enemy. There's no in between. You're either with us or you're with the enemy. That's clear. I will continue to make that clear.
And let the first man that says treaty or peace be regarded as a traitor.
You're with us, either you love freedom and with nations which embrace freedom, or you're with the enemy. There's no in between. You're either with us or you're with the enemy. That's clear. I will continue to make that clear.
And let the first man that says treaty or peace be regarded as a traitor.
We have, from day one, we have said we are committed to the constitutional path. We will not engage in any unorthodox means to gain power. We have maintained that principle.
Okay. Mr. Mugabe is eliminated. Now what?
Are you in a position basically to ensure a smooth transition of power?
Yes, no doubt about it.
Yes, that is right. You are listening to a plot by Morgan Tsvangirai to murder the President of Zimbabwe, President Robert Mugabe.
The Indians formerly subsisted on game, fish, acorns, etc. But it is now impossible for them to make a living by hunting or fishing, for nearly all the game has been driven from the mining region, or has been killed by the thousands of our people who now occupy the once quiet home of these children of the forest. Edward A. Stevenson.
Near the crowded goldfields, Indians found it harder and harder to find food. Some began to steal. The miners despised them all as diggers. One California law made it legal to declare any jobless Indian a vagrant, then auction his services off for up to 4 months. And it permitted whites to force Indian children to work for them until they were 18, provided the permission of what the law called a friend was obtained first. Whites hunted down adult Indians in the mountains, kidnapped their children, and sold them as apprentices for as little as $50. If ever an Indian was fully and honestly paid for his labor, one white settler said, it was not my luck to hear of it. Indians could not complain in court because by another California statute, no Indian or black or mulatto person was permitted to give evidence in favor of or against a white person.
The miners are sometimes guilty of the most brutal acts with the Indians. Such incidents have fallen under my notice that would make humanity weep and men disown their race. William Swain.
We hope that the government will render such aid as will enable the citizens of the North to carry on a war of extermination until the last redskin of these tribes has been killed. Extermination is no longer a question of time. The time has arrived. The work has commenced. And let the first man that says treaty or peace be regarded as a traitor. Eureka Herald, 1853.
Indians continued to die from diseases the white man had inadvertently introduced among them. But now, thousands more were being killed deliberately.
The bold volunteers crept on them before day and killed about 9 men, the balance escaping. The women and children remained, trusting that an American would not murder women and children. In this they were mistaken. The Americans searched around among the haystacks with a hatchet and split the children's heads open. In this way, there were over 40 women and children butchered.
The towns of Marysville and Honey Lake paid bounties for Indian scalps. Shasta City offered $5 for every Indian head brought to City Hall. And California's state treasury reimbursed many of the local governments for their expenses.
It was of no unfrequent occurrence for an Indian to be shot down in cold blood, or a squaw to be raped by some brute. Such a thing as a white man being punished for outraging an Indian was unheard of. It was the fable of the wolf and the lamb every time. General George Crook.
There were some 150,000 Indians in California before the 49ers came. By 1870, there would be fewer than 30,000. It was the worst slaughter of Indian peoples in United States history.
One of the meetings, it was my understanding from what I heard that definitive action against President Mugabe was necessary because of the uncertainty of the electoral process, and that what needed to be worked out essentially at that meeting, at this meeting, is discuss once that takes place, how this power is going to be moved along smoothly without any bumps and drives.
That's what was my, when I came here, that was my field of understanding. That
Yes.
This second meeting would be to brief me about the transitional mechanism. What's going to happen if we move towards this? That's how I understand the phases to be moving. And this meeting was supposed to be talking about, okay, we've moved so far, we can now definitely say that Mugabe is going to be eliminated. But what is the transitional arrangement that you have?
That's exactly why we're here.
I think let's try to be modest about it.
So, is there been discussion amongst opponents of the government to assassinate Mugabe?
Why should we? He's a 78-year-old man. What's going to happen if we move towards this? That's how I understand the phases to be moving. And this meeting was supposed to be talking about, okay, we've moved so far, we can now definitely say that Mugabe is going to be eliminated. But 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 crazy as he is, but we have no reason whatsoever to make any harm to him. That's why we are committed to an election process. If we were committed to any illegal means, then we should be out of this country planning these things. That Mugabe is going to be eliminated. But 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 we don't know the other guys what they are thinking in the whole scenario. If Mugabe is eliminated today, when do we get the army saying, oh, there is chaos, the president has been eliminated, let's take over? That's what we want to happen.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Because they will be, to them, there will be political vacuum.